if it's not your plumber or your HVAC or electrical guy you hired and it's the contractor who hired him, dude, I would just get another company to come out and verify it once the job's done. Like, hey, I'll pay you for your diagnostic and verifying that this is proper. Welcome back to Dino Service Bros with the Dino Service Pros. I'm David, here with Bradley again, and we're going to talk about warranties in the industry. Warranties and undereducated or uneducated, like me, uneducated technicians.
Undereducated. I mean, they're educated, right?
They're just.
I'd hope before a company put a tech in a van, there's some kind of process that goes along with it.
You would hope. But hey,
I mean, we know it doesn't work that way, but we would hope. I don't know.
They just throw them into the fire nowadays. Hey, best of luck to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
you're covered under this license. Get in the van, go sell. We'll resolve the rest later.
Well, let's dive into it, dude. Let's get after this. Warranties.
So, man, warranties are great, but they also piss me off because let's start with new construction, right? We see this all the time in new construction. We've even seen it here in town where it puts you in such a weird spot because you're subbed by the contractor. And if you have a terrible contractor doing the work that cuts corners and doesn't take care of things, all they're looking to do is to get past their year warranty, knowing that as long as it survives that year, then it will fall back onto the homeowner and not to the contractor.
Yeah, we worked for one of those guys before.
I wish we could drop names.
Oh, dude, I know, me too. But, you know, contracts and whatnot,
and court and lawsuits and all that.
Puts us in a spot. But yeah, I mean, you get that a lot where, and that's also one of those things where it's like, I would even like if it's not your plumber or your HVAC or electrical guy you hired and it's the contractor who hired him, dude, I would just get another company to come out and verify it once the job's done. Like, hey, I'll pay you for your diagnostic and verifying that this is proper. Like my contractor had his own people because.
Do they? So I just had this thought. Do they not do a home? So I know they do home inspections on home sales. Do they not do a final inspection on a home before a new home is sold?
They do inspections, but here in St. George,
but who does them?
They're cousins.
Yeah,
cousins, best friends.
Point.
You know what I mean?
Boy system, yeah.
Hey, I know you have inspectors, but the thing with inspectors is like they were good at, you know, an inspector, you know, maybe was a painter or maybe was a drywaller or whatever, and they go through their schooling or like their classes or whatever to become an inspector, but they're not a plumber, they're not an HV or HVAC guy, you know, or an electrician. So they know like basics, you know, like, oh, that looks proper, this looks right, you know, so they know their homework, but there's still stuff that they miss, you know, because they're not technically in that trade, they're not fully licensed in that trade, so they don't know everything. So getting the actual trades out there to verify it is ideal. But it's like that plumbing job we did up on the hill, right? We didn't even do it. We came back and did finish work because the last plumbing company didn't want to work for this guy anymore.
Right.
Well,
because they weren't getting paid.
They weren't getting paid, which we haven't been paid.
Either,
So he'll know who we're talking about. But but even that job was a problem because they had water backing up into a brand new multi-million-dollar home. And we're like, hey, something's off. Well, it was the drainage system was off. Then we fixed a part of the drainage system, and it was up on like 3 retaining walls. It was on top of a hill, had 3 retaining walls, and we ran a camera. It had 2 breaks down the hill, and we were like, hey, like you have 2 massive separations that need to be fixed. These people are going to have so many issues moving forward. And he's just like, hey, you guys didn't talk to him about it yet, right? We're like, you hired us. Like you're our contractor. We go through you, but we're saying this needs to be fixed. Like we didn't plumb this house, but we know this needs to be addressed or it's going to be an issue. And he just laughed. He's like, as long as it gets through the 1-year warranty, it's not my problem. So don't say a word. He's like, you guys are on contract. Don't say a word. He's like, you guys work for me. He's like, so we're just going to leave it for the year warranty. We went off. We were like, dude, that's so wrong of you. Like, this is going to cost them thousands to fix. He's like, I know. That's why I don't want to fix it. Because where it went down, that sewer line went down that retaining wall.
He would have had to pull the retaining walls, redo it.
Oh,
which
man.
sucks because it wasn't on the plumbing company. It was on the contractors after that set the driveway, set the wall.
Yeah.
Something happened in that process where they completed how it settled. Yeah.
Compaction of it all, whatever. It snapped the pipe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would think before a home finishes selling, there would be someone to come out and just be like, okay, let's verify all of this before you sign your paper. I know the homeowner knows, and I know we were able to creatively get him to find out, but
yeah. And like I said, they have inspectors, but most people are, all you're worried about is getting into your house. You know, you're like, oh, brand new home, whatever. But
it's new. How should I, like, why would I have an issue? It's brand new.
Yeah.
We go out to more new homes than we do old homes.
Yeah, it's because there's a lot of people just slamming these houses together, man, as fast as possible. This St. George is growing so quickly that houses are just getting slapped together.
So I would advise that if you buy a new home, hire someone independently to come and inspect it before you sign your final documents, so you know that everything's taken care of. It will cost you a little bit of money up front, but it potentially can save you thousands and a whole lot of headache and fight down the road.
100%. 100%.
And know your warranties too, because like on our warranties, they're laid out clearly in the paperwork. We send every customer a finalized receipt, finalized invoice that's zeroed out, which outlines the warranty, how it works, what they do, etc. So dealing with anybody, understand the warranty. Don't just take, hey, we offer a 1-year warranty on parts and labor at face value. Ask them what that means. Ask them what it looks like if they have an issue. Ask them what the process would be if they have to come back, so that you have a clear understanding that moving forward, you know what to do. Because the truth is, like, just like any other company right now, places, brands. So we don't go and make the water heaters, right? We buy a water heater from a reputable brand and we install it.
Yep.
Because we don't make it, that warranty resides on the brand to fulfill, depending on what that issue is. We provide a warranty for the
labor and material.
Yeah, labor and material.
Yeah.
My point is, something's going to break at some point.
Yeah.
So just understand what that looks like, so that if it breaks within your warranty period, you know how to go about it without feeling like you're backed up against a wall trying to get a hold of somebody to take care of something that you heard them say on the job site 2 years ago.
Get it in writing. That's the most important thing, is get it in writing. All of ours sits in an invoice. So we write out our warranties on every job. So the customers are aware of it. And then we have them sign it. So they sign it, and it's on our database. It's not like we could hide from it. So, and then at the end of the day, that being said, if needed, I mean, you could sue these companies. Like, that's the hard truth. We hate it, but we really don't, because we hold up our end of the deal. Like, if something goes wrong on our warranty end, we're back out to fix it. We had a RO fail in a year for whatever reason. I don't remember why it failed, but we went back out and put in a whole new system for them, free of charge. Because
we knew why. But in good faith, we fixed it.
Oh, yeah.
Issue.
That's right. It was a pressure regulator issue. But the lady, she couldn't believe us. And that was the issue. I forgot Dan went out and figured it out what it was. Mm-hmm. And he tried telling her. She didn't like it. She was like, that's not the issue. It's the RO. Everything worked prior to that. Well, we were like, okay, well, we're going to replace this RO so we could show you that it wasn't the RO. So we replaced the RO. And she was like, oh, well, we still did it for free, because we just were like, hey, we're just going to take care of you. You're a customer. We want to make sure you're happy. So we did the PRV and we did the RO system and just had her up and running. But
that's one of those fine lines. Whereas, like, we learned as a company, when we explain warranties and explain situations, we need to make sure steps are taken by our guys so that if something pops up in the future, it protects us.
Yeah.
In this moment, it was more important to us to take care of the customer, honor our warranty, and then inform and educate them on, hey, this is going to fail again at some point, and understand when it does, it's going to be because of this issue.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where it comes in for us, where your warranties, they should be written out so you know what it entails, and then you could get the company back out. A lot of people will give out warranties but never show up, but get it in writing, get signed off.
Or they'll show up and fight you. We see it all the time too, where it's like, this situation is perfect for a company that would have fought the customer on the issue. We decided to take care of the customer. But I know for our previous employer and other employers, if this had arose, it would have turned into, yes, we warranty this, but because you have this problem that you're choosing not to take care of, right?
Yeah.
we're not going to do the warranty work. So there's a weird middle ground that you're going to find where it's like,
Define
really,
writing.
right. Really understand the warranty and understand what it covers. If that means you have to have them inspect, so you sign off on an inspection form, make sure you get that done. I mean, we press it with our guys all the time, especially recently. We impress the signatures recently so that all parties understand. But as we know, because even recently we went through this, that sometimes getting a signature, talking to the customer, they will still try to fight you that they didn't sign it and they didn't know what you were saying.
Oh man, that was, yeah. Like I say, you can't please everybody. Some people, they want to take advantage of you. It's not just companies. Homeowners will take advantage of you too. That's the hard truth. And there's not much we could do. We could be right in every step of the way and we're still wrong. Mm-hmm. And that's the hard reality of businesses sometimes. But you'll have companies that have reviews that are 5 stars and they'll have 300 reviews that are 5-star, and then they'll have one person that's upset about something so ridiculous. And that should tell you what the company is. The company is a great company. They do everything right. But sometimes that one customer was just the one you couldn't please. Doesn't matter what you did, you can't please them. And it's like, for our situation, we did everything right. We went through the right chain of command with the homeowners, and they all signed off. They all approved, had a conference call because they weren't there. And then, somebody wanted to slap on the back or pat on the back and want to be the brother hero. And it was like, oh, they're taking advantage. Anyways, it's just one of those things. You can't please everybody. We did everything right, and we were still cheaper than the next guy, but they were upset that they thought it was too expensive, and we still gave them a discount. We even tried giving them more of a discount just to make them happy, and they're like, no, that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot to discount. Well, you're upset, so we'll give you that discount. And then they still chose not to do it. So that whole situation was insane. But we warranty our work, so we went back out. We did what we had to do to make everything right, but sometimes you just can't please the people.
Yep. And then understand the company you're working with. Like, we can't impress enough, especially when it comes to water, electricity, and other trades, to make sure that they're licensed, to make sure that they're insured, because God forbid you get put in a situation where something happens and the company can't cover the work via insurance, or they have an undereducated or underrepresented employee out there doing the work. These things pop up. So just understand who you're working with. Do your homework. Understand you could be in a stressful situation where you have water leaking actively. And that's why we promote more than anything. Understand your home, understand how to turn off your water, understand how to protect yourself in those situations so that companies can't come in and take advantage of you.
Yep. Having an educated plumber. And that too, though, not every journeyman is the smartest journeyman, like, just make sure who you have doing the job knows what they're doing, and then it's kind of hard because you don't want to get so many plumbers out there after someone's dead and they're like, well, why didn't you just call me, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just verifying and really trusting that your guy knows what he's doing. And look at it, plumbing, if it looks like crap, it's probably crap. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've seen some work out there where I'm just like, damn, like, who did that? And I'm like, you didn't call? Like, you should have called somebody because this is so off, Mm-hmm. If it just looks like it was just, duct tape and bubble gum on it, then maybe call somebody else, But yeah,
my favorite last week we went to a job. There was the garbage disposal was, the water line was connected by a yellow gas line, like a flex line. Oh, and it was held up by a zip tie.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Some of the stuff you see. That's why I say get a reputable plumbing company out there, someone that knows what they're doing. And then also, like, you'll get, most plumbing companies have, like, if they're a bigger company, they'll have a master plumber or they have supervisors and stuff like that. So if you feel like you weren't 100% sure on how the job was done, if you didn't feel so confident once it was completed, ask for the supervisor to come out, ask for a manager, whoever, to come out, take a second look at this, because it is important. I remember when I first started when I first started plumbing, I went with this guy, and he was unlicensed, didn't have a license or anything else. He was just thrown in a van.
Was this at school?
Huh?
Was this the school one?
No. Oh. Him too. Yeah, that was another one. No, this was Don Pedro.
Oh, yeah. Pedro.
Yep. Oh, man. Anyways, probably shouldn't name drop. But anyways, when I was my first week starting, I was probably there for like 2 weeks, and he's like, I went and did a tankless with him. And, I'm not a stupid guy, but I didn't know plumbing at the time. We installed, I think it was a Renai or something, and he installed it, and the gas valve on it snapped, right? You could like plug in a gauge and it snapped. The cast broke and it came off. And I'm like, hey man, like maybe we should take this one back and like go get a replacement. He's like, no, it's fine. We'll JB weld it. And I'm like, what do you mean JB weld it? He's like, I'm like, that's a gas port, bro. And he's like, yeah, I'll be okay. We'll just JB weld it. And I'm like, this was a elderly couple's house. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a plumber, but like, are you sure? Because I'm like, I just know that doesn't seem right. Like, it's not sealed anymore. Yeah, just don't take pictures of it. Because we were supposed to do befores and afters, you know? He's like, just don't take pictures of it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So like, I was a snitch on that time because I was like, our name's attached to it, right? Like in the house call app, your name was attached to every job. And I'm like, I ain't going to jail if this guy blows this house up. You know what I mean? So when he didn't look, I snapped pictures and I got back to the shop. And once it was all installed, and I was like, it wasn't leaking because the JB Weld held up or whatever. But I went to our manager at the time, Mike, and I was like, hey, Mike, like, look at these pictures, bro. I'm like, I ain't a plumber. I'm a helper right now. And I'm like, but this ain't right, is it? And he's like, he looks at it. Oh, I've never seen him get so mad so fast. Like he started steaming. He's like, where's he at? He's like, he went and found him. He's like, we're going back to this job right now. He's like, dude, he's like, you want this house to blow up? But that's the thing, is like, that's why I say ask for a supervisor if you feel unsure, if things look sketchy, because that, you know, Mike at the time was just like, nah, this ain't right. Like this is a massive lawsuit. This is wrong on us. So he went back, made him strip it all out, put it right back, put a new one back in.
Not only that, but his own license is on the line. Right?
Yeah, because that's, you know, he's a part of it. You know, that's his master license online, which he did. Like Mike was amazing at checking house call, like our befores and afters. He was amazing at doing that during the day. But you know, if I don't take pictures of certain things, how's he ever going to know? Because he's not on the job site. There's too many plumbers moving. But it's situations like that where I was just like, as a new guy, I'm like, this don't seem right. So it's like I say, ask for a supervisor if you're unsure. You know, like maybe they talk really nice and you're like, oh, I feel confident. Then you see their work and you're like, this looks sketchy. Ask for the supervisor, because a reputable company is going to come out and be like, yeah, it's wrong. We'll make it right. Because they're not really
They'll
losing.
send someone out right away.
Yeah, they're not losing money on it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe another hour or two, but to make it right, they're not going to really lose money on it.
And don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to call and say, hey, can you get someone out here today? Or can you get someone out here tomorrow? If it was you, would you keep it off until you come out here? Like, it's okay to ask these things. I mean, people do it. Perfect example. You get pulled over. You're not happy with the police officer. Can you call your sergeant out? Can you call, your manager out? So you sit there, you wait for the sergeant to come out. He'll come and verify or fix the issue. Same thing. Plumbing companies are no different.
I'm Mexican, so I always ask for the supervisor. You know what I mean? Hey, you're going to try to deport me, man. I ain't even that Mexican. No, just kidding. I'm joking. But, you know, it is the same thing. That's a good reference.
Well, I just think people don't know, right? Because they assume off of like face value that the company, if they're a reputable company, is going to send someone out competent to do the work. And so they rely on that person to be their end all be all for all information, without knowing that they actually can call and ask the company like, hey, I don't feel right about this. Please, can you have someone come out and verify?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I'm right there with you. That was it.
Yeah. Win for Brad.
Oh man, where we at? We got anything else for this one?
No, just I think, again, let's recap. Like, understand your warranties, understand the company you're working with, understand the work that's being done. Again, if you feel uncomfortable, call another company for a second opinion so you have that option. But really just understand what you're signing in general. I know we all accept terms and conditions all the time, but in these situations where it's not a TikTok app that can affect you, it's your home and what you're living in, what your family's in, just verify it or call the company and verify it. Just make sure you have it all in writing. Don't sign your life away.
Unless it's a Dino, then you can sign to us. We like it. Oh, man. All right, I got something for you, Bradley. All right? If you had one piece of advice to give to the world, what would it be?
Read your warranty.
No, I'm ready from plumbing. Damn it. Give some.
Man.
This guy, if you guys don't know his, well, you probably don't, but his personal Instagram, it's motivational every day. He's always posting.
Isn't it awesome? I get so many people that message me. I love your stories.
I'm like, are you talking about me, man? You make me cry.
Well, what's funny, last night you and Ty both liked it, and I was like, yeah, I was talking to you too.
Oh, that's why, because I showed her. I was like, go check his story, because he talking to me. I was like, trying to get me in trouble.
I mean, one piece of, man, I've been through so much in life, so many ups and downs. I think positivity and consistency win. more than anything. What's this life if you're not going to be positive about it? You are what you are. You are what you think.
I like it. That's so good. That's so good.
You are what you think.
Yeah.
And even more so this week. Like, look at how our week went with our spiritual healer, Nicole.
Oh, you guys. Yes. We got something for you. I think next week we should do it. I think we should y'all are gonna trip. Y'all be, hey, these guys doing drugs or like what? Because you know what I mean. Like there's days I'm like, am I doing drugs? Like someone like throw some in my drink because it's freaking crazy, you know. But we're gonna bring on a energy healer next week. I think will be dope. But the craziest thing, I'm gonna just like plant the seed right now. We didn't have calls on our phones for like 3 weeks. It was slow, maybe a call a day or whatever, and we were like, hey, like we just need some help, like bring some blessing our way or something, you know. She comes into our shop, clears the shop out, does all this stuff, you know, does her little thing. And then when was that? Wednesday? Thursday? And then our phones have not stopped since. And I'm telling you, like it was a dry spell for 3 weeks. Coincidence, call it whatever you want. I don't really care because the phones haven't stopped. We landed big jobs right after. Like it's just now our Monday is like 10 calls on the board. Like,
and I'll go back to my advice. Like, even if you don't believe in all that, which is totally fine, I think the power of positive thinking has something behind it. Because those 3 weeks we were down, we were very negative about it. And even in that moment, it just changed our mindset. And from the moment our mindset changed, everything changed. So whether it was her, whether it's our mindset, just think positively, be consistent.
And I don't even care because everyone wore those balance bands forever. You remember those balance bands?
The magnets?
Yeah, so I don't care what anybody got to say. I remember all you suckers out there wearing that. So say what you will. We out here, baby. But anyways, I like it. That was a good one.
Cool. You can find us on www.dinoservicepros.com, on all socials at Dino Service Pros, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. You can find us on Google, Bing, Yahoo, really all the places. Just go to any web search, type in Dino Service Pros or Dino Plumbing and Service Pros, and you'll pull us up. If you have questions, just want to talk through something, call us at 435-236-4568.
All right. We love you oh so much. Have an amazing day. Love you. Bye.